So you people know how to create applications? Simple or difficult? So if you feel difficult, please let me know. So do you know how to create object? Hmm? Good, excellent. So I posted video the last session. Did I posted video last session? Okay. Good. Okay. Good, yeah. Yeah. So we have created a custom object called as service request form. Do you know the purpose of this object? What exactly? To store? Yes, customer will give some requirement to us. So we have to gather it, and based on that requirement, we are going to be processed an order in the next coming session. ఇది ఇంకా ఇది still it is not constructed. We just created an object. That's it. Still there are fields are there, so many things are there. We have to do it. Okay, fine. Now let's go into the lightning experience. You all know about lightning experience. Now you are in a lightning experience. Okay. So there is another object also we have to be create. I showed you, I believe. What is it? Transaction, transaction line item, client team members, all these are the custom objects we have to be created. Okay, let's try to create a transaction. Okay. Before creating a transaction object, do you know the purpose of transaction object? So what exactly I explained in the last session? Yes. If an order has been created inside an SAP that comes and stamped into the Salesforce, that comes to the Salesforce, where do we store? We cannot store it into the opportunity, but we can store it into the a staging object called as transaction. And the line items will be stored in this transaction line item. So still new people, if you are imagining, these are the two systems here. This is SFDC, that means Salesforce.com. This is legacy system called as an SAP. Okay. See, if an order has been created here, that coming towards to the Salesforce, okay, we store it into an object called as transaction. Here, there is an object called here order line items. What is it? Line items. Okay, so that will come and store here. That object called as transaction. Transaction line items. Clear? So these are the purpose of these two objects. There is a relation between these two objects. We'll discuss that one later. Today, we are going to create an objects. So last session, we know how to create objects from the classic part, right? So let me try to create objects from the experience, with the lightning experience. No matter whether you create a classic or an experience, you created a metadata will be visible in both. Now, so just click on setup. Just click on setup. Application it has to be. So just click on setup. There is an option called object manager here. Click on this object manager. Okay, here there are options for you. Create a custom object. Just click on this option. You can see the same screen what you can view on the classic part. Okay, the only navigation is different. Click on setup, open object manager, and choose create option there. And here you can mention some information. Transaction. Transactions. This is the object API name. So here you have to give with the user story number. I have to mention the user stories numbers here. I will write some user stories. Okay, you please follow those user stories and try to implement in your app. Okay. So SAP orders will be stored in this staging object. Clear? Now what is this? This is the field name. This is the field name. So by default, I'm going for an order number. So order number is nothing but it's a kind of a sequence number. Sequence means, let's say first record has been created. It's a sequence is 1. Second record created, sequence is 2. So we cannot memorize each and every sequence number, right? So today 10 records created here. The sequence number is 10 for the 10th record. You're understanding? The sequence number is 10 for the 10th record. Okay. And 11th record created tomorrow. We cannot remember it, right? But system will remember. Okay, but system will remember it. Not only like 10 record, 11th record. If it goes to the millions, you cannot memorize each and every record value. Okay. So, but this auto number, which is given by the Salesforce, can memorize. That has a future. So that's what I'm giving. You can display it as a format. You can give your own format. Starts with 1. Okay. If you want, you can give these options. We are allowing data to the reports, activities, and tracking the fields, values. Okay, there are some objective classes, but we will see all these options later, not now, because we still are not mature. Clear? So now let's go with the deployment status. This is the most asked in question. The last day also we discussed, right? So what is the purpose of when you select this option deploy? It is in ready to use. If I choose this in deployment, in development, still it is in progress. So people will never use it. What is this option? Allow search. Global search. Yes, it's a global search. You can search your records from here. And there is an object to creation options. You can choose notes and attachment related list, or you can choose for a tabs. So unfortunately, I didn't selected this second option. Are you getting the point? I didn't selected this second option and clicking on the save. What happens? Can anyone tell me? Exactly. Only object created, but tab not created. That means, what is the purpose of tab means? To bring object to the foreground, to access object in the front end, to create a records. Let us say, for example, I just created a transaction. Come here, type like a transaction. See, can it show transactions here? Okay, click on view all items. Scroll down. Here you can see all the tabs. Right, type here. Is it showing transactions? No. Why? Because object stays in the back. Now you want to bring that object to the foreground. Okay, where end user has to access it. So to do that, what you're going to do? You have to create a tab for this. So how you can create a tab means very simple. Click on setup. Okay, now you click on this form. Type like a tab. What you can type? Tab. There is an option called tabs here. Just click on this tabs. Where it is available in the user interface. When it comes to the part of a classic, it is available under the build section, create section. See, last time also we created a tab. Which tab we created? Custom tab. Custom tab means which is created by the admin or developer. Standard tabs are also there, which is given by the Salesforce. Okay. Now before going to that, before going to that, understand clearly. This is your SMB sales app, right? Clear this one? You understand this dabba? Now, who is this guy? Ah, excellent here. ఎలా తెలిసిపోయింది బయట ఉన్నాడు. Okay, so now the end user has to view this app, right? The end user has to view this app. He has to access this app. How he can access this app? Can you tell me? How this end user is viewing this application? Internet. This is the worst answer. Right. So come technically. So this is the end user. Okay, this guy is the end user. Okay, and he's accessing this application. How he is accessing? On what basis he is accessing? It's a question. Most asked interview question. You failed.
Permissions given to the end user by the admin.
Yeah, where you given that permission? In the profile level, right? So you tagged this profile to this user, and this profile has a visibility of this application. So that's the reason the end user is accessing this application, right? Sales app, SMB sales app. You got the point, guys? What I'm trying to ask you, how this end user is accessing this application is through this profile only. Okay, so in this profile, we are having some tabs. So in this application, we are having some tabs. Let us say, for example, SRF tab, or transaction tab. Are you getting the point? Right? Now this end user has to access this SRF tab and as well as transaction tab. Isn't it or not? This end user has to access this SRF tab and transaction tab. What should you do? You have to give these permissions in profile. That's why I said profile is nothing but some set of permissions where end user has to behave based on that permissions. So in the initial days of your session, we have looked only with the application part. Now you have to look with the tabs and objects as well. What is that? Tabs and objects. Individual given. Right? Now, if you observe that, let's go and log into the end user perspective, whether he can able to access those tabs or not. That's what. See, creation of objects, creation of tabs are very simple. Okay. But there is something you have to be catching. How the end user is going to use that is the question. అదొక్కడే గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. నేను డెవలప్ చేసింది ఎండ్ యూజర్ ఎలా యూజ్ చేస్తాడు అనేది మాత్రమే, ఆ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూలో మాత్రమే ఆలోచించాలి. ఎందుకు అనుకున్నారు? మీరు రియల్ టైంకి వెళ్ళారనుకోండి, దే విల్ గివ్ ఎ రిక్వైర్మెంట్ ఫర్ యూ. ఓకే, యూ హ్యావ్ టు థింక్ దట్ రిక్వైర్మెంట్ ఇన్ పర్స్పెక్టివ్ ఆఫ్ ఎండ్ యూజర్. ఎండ్ యూజర్కి అది ఎలా అప్లికబుల్ అవుతుంది అనేది ఆలోచించాలండి. రైట్? What is it here? I forgot. Users, right? Now end user has been logged in. Either he is using Lightning Experience or a Classic, no matter. So what app he is accessing now? SMB sales app. He is accessing SMB sales app. Very good. Then where is the test SRM service request form? Did I give an access for him?
We didn't give access to that tab.
Okay, let me check this plus mark whether he is viewing in the all tabs or not at least. Control F. Service. Nothing, right? So now yesterday we have created a object. We have created a tab. Do you know the purpose of tab? Right? Do you know the purpose of object? So what is else missing? Whether those two things are used by the end user or not. Is he using or not? No. Now we have to give it. So where you can go? Remember only this diagram. Okay, he is not accessing this tab. He is not accessing this object. The only thing is profile. Because we are talking about metadata. We are not talking about data. We are talking about metadata. Metadata always related to the profiles. Straight answers, boss. All standard objects will be available in very simple strategies. All standard objects will be available in customize. All custom objects will be available in create. Create under objective settings. Like that only. All metadata will be related to your profile server. Okay. So now this guy is unable to view. Let's go here and open this guy's profile. So profile is opened. Profile is open. Just click on edit. What is this? Tab setting. What is the tab you created yesterday and today? Service request form on transactions. Let's give an access. These are the custom tabs, right? Okay. It's already default on. There are three options will be there. Tab hidden, default off, default on. Default on means it will be show it onto the application level. Default off means it will be showing the plus mark. All tabs. Application level. Tab hidden means it won't show. It won't show either on the front end or in the plus. Okay, that means you don't have access of that tab. If you don't have access of that tab, means you cannot create any record from the object. Okay. Now, why the transaction is not showing here under the custom tab settings? Exactly. We have not created it. Okay, we never created a tab for it. Okay, anyway, let's go on. Already default on. It's already on. Then why my end user is not able to view? Yes, in the profile only. Profile only. Profile only for SRF. See, for this end user in the profile level, SRF is on. Tab on lone undi. But Kani still he is unable to view. The only reason is object is not yet permitted. Tab has been permitted, but what? Object has to be permitted. Rendu undali. Tab permission undali. Object permission undali. So now let's go and give the object to permission. Where you can see object to permission, scroll down. See, these are the standard object to permissions. We create a standard object or custom object? Scroll down. What is this? What is this object? Give all options. Read, he can read the data. Create, he can create the data. He can edit the data. He can delete the data. View all and modify all means all the data what is available in the service request form, he can view, he can edit. I given a full access for you. Yeah, I'll come to this transaction. Wait. Okay, I'll give this transaction. Okay. What is this? This is the objective permissions. I given objective permissions. What I given? I given objective permissions. Now he can able to access these objects. Save. Right? Clear? Now let's come here. Refresh. See, he can see the service request now. What about transaction? Why he is unable to view the transaction? Because still the tab is not yet created. Okay. Tab is not yet created. Even he cannot see the tab here because these are all the tabs. But he has objective permission, but tab is not available. Let's go and create a tab. How you can create a tab? Type like a tab. Here it is. Okay. Just click on new. Choose your tab. So I'm going to create a tab for a transaction. So saying that, what is this? Profile level security. This is what we have been done. Okay. So this is a tab which is default tab hidden to everyone. See, tab hidden to everyone. Now only apply specific because this is a secure data. I don't want to be exposed to all the other applications. Okay. Apply different tab visibility of each profile. Guys, if you are sleeping, you can get out from my class. So what is this? This is profile level visibility. What is that? This is profile level visibility. Okay. So this is a profile level visibility. You can scroll down. What is our profile? Can anyone tell me? Is this one? Can we make it default on? Yes. And I'll go for system administrator also default on. No. Ah, yeah. We have cloned the standard user profile. That's it. Click on next. Now what it is asking? Do I need to visibility to all the applications? No. So only for our applications. What is it? SMB sales app, lightning app, and retail app. Not for service. Service, we are only dealing with account and cases. See, in outside, people can tell you what exactly the custom tab is. But here I'm explaining you the importance of custom tab. Okay, because of this custom tab only, the end user is able to access the object. He can able to create the data inside. Okay. Now let's go see the variation. Now he can able to access the transactions. He will click on this transaction tab. He will click on this new and he will fill the data. Still there are no fields are there. So that's why it's showing empty. Even in a service request form also, when he click on new, it won't show anything else. When we start creating the fields, you can see how he can create the data. Still not yet done. So people, do you know how to create this application? Do you know how to access this application to the profile? If you give access to the profile which is used by this end user can use this. Do you know how to create a tabs? Do you know how to create an object? See, let's say object will be like this. Let's say, for example, object will be like this, and you are tagging this object to this SR tab. Is a tab. Okay, clear? So these kind of diagrammatic representation must be in your brain, because you know humans cannot memorize everything. Okay, but if you given with a diagrammatic representation, they can easily remember. Okay, so that's what this is the application which is accessible by the end user. Okay, and with the help of these tabs, profiles, okay, with the help of this profile, he can able to access application, tabs, and object. Clear? See, we know again, this is a record, right? Where this record will be available? In the object, right? Where these objects will be available? Can consider it as a tab. Okay, where these tabs will be available? Application, right? Now you know. Now you know how to give application to the profile level, right? Now you know how to give tabs to the profile level, right? Right. Do you know how to give objects to the profile level? Yes. Clear? See, if you observe, for these records, if you open a record, what will be available? Data will be available. Where the data will be available? In the part of columns, right? You are filling those columns, right? So can I mention columns? Field names. Okay. You can also give these field names to the profile level security. So based on that, we can see, we'll see this one, fields later, how to create fields and how we can give access to the profile. ఒక ఎండ్ యూజర్ చూడట్లేదు, యాక్సెస్ అవ్వట్లేదు, మెటాడేటా రిలేటెడ్ ఏదైనా యాక్సెస్ అవ్వట్లేదు అంటే వాడికి ప్రొఫైల్లో ఆప్షన్ లేదు. నేను డేటా గురించి మాట్లాడలా, అందుకే రికార్డ్కి నేను గ్రీన్ కలర్ వేయాల. If there is a green color, that comes under as profile level security. Your records will never comes under profile level security. Your records always comes under record level security. There is a separate option. So that's why I never given a green quoted line for your records. Remember this. You have to remember this one. Clear? Any doubts? Now, see, when I'm creating a transaction object, accidentally I didn't check that that option, tab selection option. So I cannot able to create a tab. So if I want to create a tab, I have to come and use these custom tabs. See, you can create a new custom tab to extend the Salesforce functionality or to get a new application functionality. Right? So there are something informations are there. Go and read it. Yeah, this is a classic view only, but it embedded into the Lightning experience. Let me switch back to the classic. Even the end user still he is using classic, right? See, now I become to the classic. This is the app, and these are the two objects where I can be visible. Now you just click on setup, scroll down, click on create. There are options called tabs. Click on these tabs, and here these are the two tabs where we created. That's what I said. Metadata is a common. Metadata is a common for everyone except application. Clear? Okay. There are some other objects also there. Okay, like transaction line item, survey, like this. Let me create another object. See, there is an option called schema builder. From schema builder also you can create an object. Okay, very fastly you can create, very fastly. Okay, but I am not using this schema builder. I am using again only this. Endukani you say ఎందుకని యూస్ చేయట్లేదు? మీరు యూస్ చేసుకున్న కోసం అన్ని నేర్పు. దెర్ ఇస్ నో స్పూన్ ఫీడింగ్ కదా. స్పూన్ ఫీడింగ్ చేస్తే వచ్చే ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటో నాకు తెలుసు. మీరు రియల్ టైంకి వెళ్ళాక వెంటనే నా ఫోన్ మోగుతుంది. బాస్ ఈ రిక్వైర్మెంట్ ఇచ్చే నాకు అర్థం. స్పూన్ ఫీడ్ చేయండి. ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ లైన్ ఐటమ్. Items. Again, I'm going for a TLI. I mean, auto number. TLI, I will give, giving here numbers as 000 like this and making as a 1. Now it is asked. I just asked it to create a tab. Object has been created backend. Now it is asking to create a tab. Let's choose anything. Now what it asking? Profile level security. For all profiles, should I want to be exposed? No. What I'm doing? Tab hidden. Only specific profiles I'm going to be visible. What is those specific profiles? Only 2 profiles. Sales admin as default on, system admin as default on. See, if I'm not giving default on for a system administrator, what happens? Okay. Default on ఇవ్వకుండా ట్యాబ్ ఏం చేస్తాం? ఏమైతే ఎవరికి? And removing access to all the applications, giving access to only my applications. SMB sales. Clear? Save. See, I cannot view this transaction line item. Object is available, but tab is not available for the system administrator. Let's go and check the sales rep. Come back. I want to show it in a classic first. Click on this plus. No. It's only refreshes. Okay. Let me check under this profile what happens. Okay. Now let's come here. Go to this guy's profile. Click on edit. We created a tab. We created an object and we given access only the tab, not the object. You observe this. He has tab access. Who? Sales rep has a tab access. But what about object access? No, right? So I will give access for it. Okay. Still, system administrator don't have anything else.
Object access
రెండు ఉండాలి, అదే చెప్తున్నారు. నీకు అర్థం కావట్లేదు కాన్సెప్ట్. సి ఆబ్జెక్ట్ లేదు, ట్యాబ్ ఉంచుకొని ఏం చేస్తాం? ఇప్పుడు ట్యాబ్ లేదనుకో, ఆబ్జెక్ట్ లో డేటా ఫ్రంట్ ఎండ్ నుంచి ఎంటర్ చేయలేదు కానీ బ్యాక్ ఎండ్ నుంచి ఎంటర్ చేస్తా. అర్థమైందా? అదే నీకు ఆబ్జెక్ట్ యాక్సెస్ లేదు, ట్యాబ్ ఉంచుకొని ఏం చేస్తాం? అసలు ట్యాబ్ అలా ఉండదు. వితౌట్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ యాక్సెస్ యూ కెనాట్ వ్యూ ద ట్యాబ్. ఓకే, సి దట్స్ వాట్ this is the best example. I given tab access, okay, but I didn't give an access of the object access. What happens? Tab is also not doing. Now I given a object access also. అదే రెండు చెక్ చేయాలండి. See, now he can view the transaction line item for the same application, SMB sales app. Let's go and check with the system administrator whether he can be able to view or not. The same app, refresh. See, he cannot view. The reason? Object access. No, tab access. So let's go and view the tab access for the system administrator. First time, we are modifying the system administrator profile. Come here, click on these profiles. Go to the system administrator. Edit. There is a tab hidden. Okay. Go and give the default one. Save. This is a transaction. Got it? So that is the beauty. So every concept is related to your profile. Profile is a never-ending concept. Profiles and users are never-ending concept because I might introduce the object for you to applying a business for it. Okay. And I have an option for you to show you that how the end user is going to access this object. So definitely I have to bring the profile in front of you. Clear? So these kind of a stuff is there. Every day, profiles, users, is coming to the picture. So directly or indirectly, you are working on the security model. You know it? You are working on security model, directly or indirectly, but you are working on the security model. So what kind of security you are working with? Metadata related security. So next coming days, we concentrated on the record level security. Okay, fine. So far we have created 3 objects, right? So not only like that, so there are some options. What is this? Who given this account? What is this? Hey, quick action. Where you are on the you are on the classic. Here you are on the classic. Even when you are in the lightning experience also, that is not a quick action. See, okay, let's go into the lightning experience. So that's what terminologies are very, very important. Okay. Are you saying this is a quick action? No, this is not a quick action. Then where is the quick action? You open a record. Open record. These are quick actions. These are quick actions. Okay. Clicking on account tab, there is a account view button. And what all these are? Fields. Tomorrow, we are going to create our own fields. Okay. Once we created a fields, then I will bring the business back. Okay. Then I will bring the business back. Okay. Then I will tell you, I will give you a sheet for you. Okay. In the sheet, there are some respective objects will be there. There are some respective fields will be there. You have to create those things. Okay. And I'll also give my art to you. Anyone, any volunteer people can create those fields and objects in my art. Till today, you know how to create objects, right? How to create a tabs. But I know the people will get some confused, little bit of confused in giving access to the profile. Okay, but don't give up. అది ఈ రోజు ప్రాసెస్ చేస్తే అయిపోతుంది. ఈ రోజు పెండింగ్ పెట్టి రేపటికి వెళ్ళారంటే దమాలి. Got it? Very simple, boss. Very simple. నేను ఎలా చెప్తున్నాను వెరీ సింపుల్ అంటే even in my initial days also I feel very difficult for the navigation part, for giving access to the profiles, understanding of these profiles. Okay, but always it took time. You have to bear it. Firstly, initial level lo na valla gaatledante avadu wasting it into dooram, right? We have just created object, we just created a tab, just created a user profile application. That's it. ఈ ఐడితోనే గేమ్ ప్లే చేస్తాం. ఓకే, ఇందులో మీరు ఎక్కడ కన్ఫ్యూజ్ అవుతారు అంటే మ్యాక్స్ ప్రొఫైల్కి ఇచ్చే యాక్సెస్ దగ్గర కన్ఫ్యూజ్ అవుతారు. అంటే మీరు ఏ పాయింట్ మీద ఎక్స్ట్రాగా కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ చేయాలి? గివింగ్ యాక్సెస్, సెక్యూరిటీ మోడల్ మీద కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ చేయాలి. దట్స్ వై if you go into the introspective of point, if you are writing a security, if you are writing a certification, most probably like 50% of questions only on security model, 50% అంటే అర్థం చేస్తుంది. ఉన్న 60 questions లో 50% security model మీద వస్తుంది అంటే అర్థం చేస్తుంది. You got it? What I'm trying to say? So that's the thing. Okay. So tomorrow we are going to be continue the session by just creating the fields. So if you know how to create a fields, you try to create it. So tomorrow I'll apply some more businesses on creating the fields. Meanwhile, I will fill up this data dictionary. Okay, you follow this data dictionary. You follow this data dictionary and try to create and try to implement in your art. Okay. Already the దగ్గర stories ఉన్నాయి. I'll copy paste here. Okay, neat గా రాసున్నాయి. Clear? Yeah, that's it for today. I'll post this video, go through this, and come back. And only 7 participants, I guess, right? Only 7. Very bad. It is bad.
Activities.
Correct. Only 7 people, I believe. Yeah, 7. Count is 7. Natsimhareddy, where is Natsimhareddy? Absent. Array, his father will call to me. Natsimhareddy self-introduction is 1 mark out of 5. Communication skills 2, body language 2, confidence level 1, language 2, system handling 2, improvements English public speaking subject. Negatives, no prior preparation. Cinema question to chuntada. Okay, Shreya is not there today. What is that here? Partha Sarathy. Who? Hey, you internet boy. You pair internet. Self-introduction 3, excellent. Communication skills 4, excellent. Body language 2, confidence, overconfidence on that. Confidence 3, excellent. Language 4, system handling 4, prepare more, maintain facial expressions on the facial. Okay, good. So like this, we have some points here. So these are very, very important. See, that's what I said you. Learning of subject is secondary for me. Okay. So making you upfront in front of a customer is a very much priority to me. So please cooperate with me. Okay. So this weekend also we are having some presentation sessions. Okay. At least presentation session on self-introduction on the project level. Forget about the sales course. I won't care whether you are getting a sales course or not. Okay? At least get some body language, get some communications. Okay, those are very, very, very important for you. Okay, Edo Bros Nike sales course. Okay, thank you guys. See you in the next session. Bye. Get some questions in the group here. మీ అందరికి అసలు కమ్యూనికేషన్ ఉందా ఆన్లైన్ పీపుల్ ఆఫ్లైన్ పీపుల్ నో యా గ్రూప్ లో ఉన్నారు వీళ్ళకి మాట్లాడుకోవట్లేదు అది ప్రాబ్లం కమ్యూనికేట్ చేసుకోవాలి కదా యు ఆల్ ఆర్ టీమ్ మెంబర్స్ రైట్ కమ్యూనికేట్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్ ఆన్లైన్ పీపుల్ ఆఫ్లైన్ పీపుల్ ప్లీజ్ కమ్యూనికేట్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్ అండ్ గెట్ సమ్ క్వశ్చన్స్ నో మోర్ ఇండివిజువాలిటీస్ థ్యాంక్ యూ